The following opinions are solely those of BoatTEST.com and its test captain.
Hi, I'm Eric Colby for BoatTEST.com. Today we're going to be conducting a full inspection and performance evaluation on the Sailfish 320cc. Now the folks at Sailfish tell us this is a serious offshore fishing machine with the amenities that a family's looking for. Let's see how they put it all together.
Measuring 34 feet long with a 10-foot beam, the 320cc is the biggest center console in the Sailfish fleet. Sailfish builds the 320cc to take an offshore pounding using all composites, including coring materials, to reduce weight and increase strength. Kevlar and carbon fiber are used to reinforce high-stress areas, and the stringers are filled with flotation foam. Our test boat weighed an estimated 11,538 pounds, and we ran in 2-foot seas and 15-knot winds, hitting a top speed of 54.4 miles per hour at 5,500 RPM. Best cruise came at 3,500 RPM. The 320cc ran 32 miles an hour and burned 18.3 gallons per hour, giving our test model a range of 447 miles with 10% of the boat's 297-gallon fuel capacity in reserve. In acceleration tests, we planed in 3.9 seconds, ran to 20 miles an hour in 4.4 seconds, and to 30 miles an hour in 6.6 seconds. All Sailfish models ride on the company's Variable Deadrise Stepped bottom that has a sharper deadrise at the keel and flattens out a couple of degrees at the chine. A small keel pad also improves the boat's efficiency. In our maneuverability test, the 320cc proved to be a capable performer, carving through turns in both directions and holding its line while winds gusted up to 20 miles per hour. The sharp bow sliced through the chop and the flared design effectively knocked down spray. With the performance and handling covered, let's check out some of the 320cc's features.
One of Sailfish's core principles is intelligent ergonomics, and we see examples of this at the helm. The gauges are up high, so if you're looking out over the water, a quick glance shows you what you're looking at, then you're looking right back out again. Also, you're never having to reach through anything to get to the gauges because these have multi-function controls and you can scroll through them to set different settings.
The dash panel has more than enough space for this optional Garmin GPS Map 7612 chart plotter with a 12-inch screen, and there's space for another unit to starboard. Paying attention to the small details, Sailfish extends the dash eyebrow over the accessory switches and gauges so that water doesn't wash down onto them. Up top, the console organizer has compartmentalized trays, including one with a 12-volt plug and a USB port. We would like to see a better support for the hatch that locks in place instead of this snap spring. The optional driver's and companion seats have folding footrests, bolsters, and armrests to maximize comfort. There's also an angled footrest in the bottom of the console that opens a handy storage locker. Our test boat had the optional wet bar with a sink and a Corian countertop, 3 storage drawers, and a refrigerator. Outboard on each side of the 320cc's cockpit, there are tow rails and undergunnel rod racks. Just ahead are 2 of the 4 onboard dedicated downrigger ball holders. This compartment contains tackle boxes. To port, there's additional storage for line, tools, and lures. In the stern, there's a 30-gallon live well, a pull-up freshwater shower, and cup and rod holders. This hatch in the cockpit deck opens a draining insulated 320-quart fish box. Like all the locker hatches throughout the 320cc, this one has insulation on the bottom and opens on a stainless steel strut. This optional bench seat folds out easily. Be aware that it must be unattached to reach the pumps and through-hull shutoffs accessed through this hatch. The hatch to starboard provides access to the seacock, but it's a long, difficult reach to get to it. This door provides access to the stern, including the 4-step boarding ladder and the freshwater fill in their own locker. Also in the passageway is the remote control for the Fusion stereo, and nearby we found the connection point for the raw water washdown. These fold-up grates in the aft corners of the self-bailing cockpit let crew members easily access the drains to keep them open and flowing freely. Moving forward, a T-top comes standard with the 320cc, but our test boat was fitted out with the more appropriate optional powder-coated deluxe hardtop. It has 6 rocket launcher-style rod holders, courtesy lights, docking lights, an action camera mount, and zippered overhead life jacket storage. On the port side of the helm console, there's a bifold hatch that opens and secures in place with a magnet. Inside, the compartment has 5 feet 10 inches of headroom, a sink, a toilet, storage drawers, and a screen port. The bow table secures in this rack with a bungee cord, and these hatches provide access to the helm rigging. The circuit breakers for the accessories and the battery switches are just inside the door so they can be reached from the cockpit. On the front of the console, this standard Yeti cooler and the fixed backrest provide an additional seat, plus a convenient place to keep drinks cold. The in-deck locker in the bow has a dedicated spot for a bucket, and we like the dual drains. Outboard on each side, the 260-quart fish boxes drain overboard and have rubber latches to ensure that the hatches stay closed. This locker in the step up to the bow has 2 compartments separated by this removable panel. On the 320cc, the windlass is an available option. Below, this hatch provides access to the road locker. In keeping with Sailfish's mission of offering a blue water fishing boat with features that enhance cruising, the 320cc is available with a full set of bow cushions. These backrests are another option that create a comfortable lounge area. After testing the 320cc, we wouldn't think twice about heading offshore for a day of fishing in this boat. Her solid ride and deep cockpit give the boat a secure feel.
And that wraps up our look at the Sailfish 320cc. For BoatTEST.com, I'm Eric Colby.